For those that may have escaped, let us hope that they are doing well. For the slaughter of Vault 51, it's a story best left untold.
War. War never changes. After the tragedy of Vault 51, wondering what happened back there. Death and despair, killing each other. Wondering nothing will change in this world. We got a stretch signal at Morgantown. Clay and us, we're investigating over there where it is. This is the recon team.
We need all hands at the Morgantown Airport base. I repeat, all responders report to Morgantown Airport right away. Bring any weapons you can. The Scorched are coming, and there's a lot of them. Please hurry, there's not much time. Chavez out. This message will repeat.
Bingo. I have a feeling we're about to go on another investigation.
It feels like it too, cause the other video is like 30-minute video right there.
The hell?
Yeah.
Found it. I'll invest. After our little investigation of Vault 51, which was pretty much sad. We investigated the local airport in Morgantown that was, from what we heard, a responders base. And we picked something up called the Location Project, and we were about to find out what exactly it was. Folks, I've got some exciting news to share. As you all know, Dr. Hudson has been continuing her research in the lab at AVR Medical. Well, she just reported in to let us know that she's made a significant breakthrough, and it looks like an inculation against the scorched plague could soon become a reality. So I'll keep our fingers crossed to make sure to do everything we can to help Claire complete her work. Our very survival depends on it. Jeff Nakamura. AVR Medical. Let's see. Scorched Research. Introduction. Scorched, a field study. From Dr. Claire Hudson. Those of us struggling to survive in the post-war world face countless threats. Search for safe and sustainable sources of food and water would be enough to challenge anyone. But the strange mutated creatures appearing throughout the region greatly increase the danger of day-to-day life. That much we do know. Wouldn't you agree?
I guess so. Oh man, sorry. I need to. Sorry, people.
None of these threats, however, compare to the Scorched. To better understand these monsters of the wasteland, I've spent time observing them and gathering information from those individuals lucky enough to survive first-hand encounters with the Scorched. There are still far more questions than answers, but I believe I have made progress in my understanding of these enigmatic and fearsome creatures. Details on specific subjects follow. SCORCHBEASTs. SCORCHBEASTs. The name conjures terrifying images of huge mutated bats that poison the ground and warp living creatures into deadly thralls. Interesting. We first learned about the Scorched... it's alright. We first learned about the SCORCHBEASTs from the Brotherhood of Steel, whose soldiers encountered the creatures to the southeast. At first, nobody believed that what they were describing could be real. We thought it was a bullshit story, giving the Brotherhood an excuse to commandeer our ammo and supplies. Figures. We were wrong. I'll never forget the first time I saw one of those monstrosities. Black wings against a blood-red sunset. Talk about a reality check. Yikes. We know far too little about these creatures, but we do know they aren't strictly nocturnal. Well, that's brilliant. They also seem equally willing to move alone or in small groups. And they're highly aggressive. Worse than that, they're dangerously radioactive, which I believe is an important clue about their origin. Do you think they might have been in the blast zone? If we ever get a hold of one of them for study, I think we could learn a lot about them. Unfortunately, being anywhere close to a scorched beast is a near certain death sentence. And not just because of the radiation. I'll cover that more in the next entry. I'd love to give a detailed explanation of what the Scorched Plague is, and how it works, but right now we know so little. It just wouldn't be possible. Frankly, it's a damn frustrating. What we do know is that the living creatures that come into contact with the SCORCHBEAST sometimes begin to mutate. The victim's skin turns dark, almost black, with the smell of ash. Some kind of biochemical process takes hold at this point. Lesions that burn with intense heat begin to form on the victim's body. The affected creature appears to be covered in smoldering embers. In the case of humans, higher mental function eventually disappears, replaced by extreme, almost animalistic aggression. We call the creatures that are transformed in this way scorched. Needless to say, watching a friend or loved one go through this process is both horrifying and heartbreaking. Worse, there's almost nothing we can do about it. I say almost, because we've been able to gather enough information about the scorched plague that we might be able to develop a vaccine against it. That's a huge maybe, but we recently found some equipment at the AVR Medical Center that's in pretty good shape. With the right facilities and a steady supply of Scorch to study, we might just find a way to counter this terrible disease, or possibly even reverse it. Only time will tell. Anti-Scorch tactics. I hope by now that I've made one point crystal clear. Scorched are lethal. They are nothing less than an existential threat. If we cannot find a way to defeat them, or at the very least contain them, there's no reason to think they won't spread far and wide, transforming or destroying everything in their path. We don't know nearly enough about the Scorch to develop real tactics. What we know so far mostly amounts to common sense approaches for dealing with any deadly predator. I'll summarize those points below. If you're unfortunate enough to encounter a SCORCHBEAST, likely because it has decided to hunt you, do everything in your power to keep away from it. If you've got a gun and can find an enclosed space to fire from, that's ideal. SCORCHBEASTs are too big to fit into small spaces. Remember that SCORCHBEASTs emit strong radiation that, coupled with their powerful bite, should compel you to keep your distance at all costs. If you've got no other choice, you should at least consider using some Rad-X before you engage the creature at close range. Scorched humans are savage and deadly. While their ability to speak is limited, don't think they're mindless. They retain enough intelligence and memory to use guns and other weapons. And they're hostile to just about everything they perceive as a potential threat. Fight the Scorched as you would a raider, albeit one with a deadly plague. Of vital importance is keeping your distance to minimize the risk of infection. Stay in cover when you can, but give ground when you need to. Do not let them get close. I know that's not much to go on. We don't know about these creatures. Hopefully it'll help at least a little bit. This concludes my report. Now messages. Has anyone seen Larry Everyone, please keep an eye out for Larry Pickerman. He's been missing for a couple of days. If you haven't met him, he's about 6 feet tall, brown hair, green eyes, age is about mid-50s. He came in with the last big group of refugees. You might remember him as the electrician who decided to do some unsolicited work on our main computer. I'm sure he meant well, but we had to have him escorted out of the command center. Anyway, hopefully he's okay. He borrowed my only screwdriver and I really need it back. So if you see him, send him my way. Jeff Nakamura.
sure someone already crewed this location. I hope. Did we hit the wrong one again?
No, we didn't pass the road. We were just there. Good thing I checked.
You're talking about the fire station location? I think it's down.
No. While making our way through Charleston, we only encountered light resistance of one scorched and maybe 2 or 3 ghouls, maybe more. But my partner and I knew there was much more at stake and a lot more dangers ahead of us.
Got him.
Gold pocket watch.
Reloading.
The only problem with the shot lens is getting there. Bobby pin.
Ammo.
Dog tags. Haha. It's on. The song.
Oh shit. Whoa.
Contact!
Miss. One's up there.
Alright. This terminal's broken.
Got him.
Wait. Over this way. Down below. Alright, I'm going down!
Got him. Good. Down.
Oh, yikes.
Guess we're good. Hey, found one in the picture of the responders.
See. Let's see here.
Check.
Inoculation project overview. Purpose: produce a vaccine against the mutagenic effect known as the scorched plague. That we know. Method: extract blood sample from 3 candidate creatures observed to be more resistant to scorched mutagenic effect. Use blood sample analysis to create synthetic antibodies. Candidate creature: Pharaoh Ghoul. Addendum: project stalled until replacement type T-Fuse can be acquired. Request filed with Responders Quartermaster to obtain replacement. Project Journal. Dr. Claire Hudson. Alright. Journal entry July 6, 2096. Okay, here we go. One brave doctor taking on the mysteries of the Scorched. How heroic. Truth is, I'm alone. I'm more than a little terrified, and I'm skeptical this whole crazy idea will even work. I think the fundamentals are sound enough, but once I start analyzing the Scorched DNA, who knows what I'll find, or whether I'll even understand it. But I have to try. If I don't, all the people I care about are as good as dead. And if the Scorched start to spread, I don't even want to think about it. At least I can be grateful we found this lab. It has everything I need, provided I can get all of the equipment working. Hey, I got this terminal reprogrammed, and that's a pretty good start. Speaking of which, I'd better start writing the analysis program. No time to... Damn. There's that scratching noise again. I thought we cleared this place out, but I swear there's something moving around in the upper levels. Guess I'd better work fast. Journal entry number 2, August 1st, 2096. Making good progress overall, at least with the preparation. Got the analysis program finished, and then, after no small amount of yelling, cursing, and kicking things, I finally got the terminal and the symptomatic talking to each other. Huh. Well, that's a mischaracterization. It would be more correct to say that I got the terminal to scream orders to symptomatic, and I got the symptomatic to obey them. Now I get to pore over hundreds of first-hand accounts, personal observations, and any other information we've gathered relating to how the scorched plague has been affecting the local wildlife. If I'm lucky, a tenth of it might be useful. So now we come to it, the crux of my theory. If I can identify the creatures that seem least affected by the scorched plague, then maybe, just maybe, I can figure out why. And then, with luck, synthetic antibodies might not be far behind. Journal entry 3, August 12th. Short entry today. Why? Because I really only did one thing, and it wasn't research. No, my day was spent hiding from a pack of Scorched that invaded the hospital this morning. Most of them stayed up on the ground floor, but a few wandered down here. It's a good thing I heard them, because I barely had time to hole up in the closet when they started searching around in the lab. It occurs to me that we know almost nothing about the Scorched. What motivates them? Do they eat? Why are they hostile towards everything that isn't one of them? Eventually the Scorched move on, and by eventually I mean 9 hours later. I never want to set foot in a storage closet again. Journal entry 4, September 2nd. Thank God for automation. I'm one woman doing the work of a small research team. If not for the computers and machinery here, this project wouldn't have a chance. Speaking of the project, the creature that showed the most resilience to the Scorched Plague are the feral ghouls. If I can get a blood sample from one, it'll be a simple matter to load them into the centrifuge and run the analysis program. With the resulting data, synthesizing antibodies should be a pretty straightforward process. Add the synthetic antibodies to the suspension fluid and presto, instant Scorched vaccine. Then it's just a matter of waiting on that phone call about my Nobel Prize for medicine. That's the good news. The bad news is this old symptomatic machine. I powered it on and the damn thing blew a fuse right away. Just thinks there might be some type T fuses at the old train yard nearby. Hopefully he can send someone to check soon. To hear Maria tell it, those boys in the fire breathers unit are itching to take the fight to the Scorched. And they're counting on my inoculation to protect them. 5th entry, October 20th. Damn it all, so close and yet I'm stuck. Jeff's been out on foraging missions pretty much around the clock, and I can't get in touch with him to request help with the blood sample or the replacement fuse. The fire breathers are almost ready for the big operation, and I've got nothing to give them. If they take on the Scorched without being inoculated first, I fear that what might happen. I have to confront the possibility that I might never get the chance to finish this work. But maybe someone else can. These journal entries should serve as a guide. I'm thinking I can also rig up the symptomatic to play a message to anyone that's able to administer the inoculation once it's done. That way, if the worst happens, I can at least leave some kind of signpost to help others benefit from what we've learned, to help them survive if maybe I don't. Final journal entry, November 7th. We're too late. I've failed. Was on the radio with Maria just now. She's never seen so many scorched beasts. She says the sky above the airport's dark with them. They're not attacking. Not yet. Waiting on their scorched foot soldiers to arrive, maybe. Clever bastards. And of course we're scraping the bottom of the barrel on ammo and stims. So this couldn't come at a worse time. So what the hell do I do now? Down here, alone. I might eventually be able to finish this vaccine. I can't help the fire breathers anymore. But maybe someday the vaccine will save lives. Assuming anyone's left. If I can make it back to the airport, I could save lives today. Maybe tomorrow, whenever the battle comes. And it will come. Shit, I can't stay here. It might be suicide trying to make the trip on my own. I can't turn my back on everyone I care about. Not when they need me the most. Not when I'm the one who failed to play her part in our plan to stop the Scorched before it came to this. If anyone finds us, then get that blood sample, load it into the centrifuge, and run the DNA analysis. The rest is pretty automatic. Good luck to us both.
Over here.
But I hear something. Is that? Oh, it's a scorched
It's right here,
wanderer.
Clay. It's right here, Clay.
You have it.
Hmm?
I can't get it.
You can't get it? Like, it says collect the blood sample. It says...
Oh, never mind.
Coming back down.
You may wanna. That's what I love about power armor.
Yeah, we had to get some more fusion cords for you again. I guess I have to go switch my other character. I have to do some loading for fusion cord again.
Now, where do I? Where's the cent? Ah.
There we go.
Alright, let's do this.
Alright, I had to do mine. Excuse me.
Hold on, cowboy. Let me do this.
Blood sample is coming up for me too.
Alright, let me go in first.
Oh,
Ooh,
god damn it,
boy.
Clay. We're in the responder. God damn. I don't know, where are not respawners? Oh, my turn.
Ooh, fierce Gatling plasma.
Must have completed my work and inoculated yourself. The next step is to find out if our elite anti-scorched unit, the fire breathers, are still alive. You can find them at the Charleston Fire Department. The fire breathers need to know the vaccine is ready. If they didn't make it, then you're going to need their
And
to stay alive.
with that, our investigation into the AVR medical facility was over.
Now we are going to the
Who
to
kno-
the fire.
Now, who knows what mysteries await for us in the Appalachia Mountains?